intro, a voice can open a door or shut it forever. Scene 1, a job interview. In a cold, silent room, a bright spotlight shines down on the table. A young candidate sits across from 3 recruiters. An impressive resume. Excellent academic record. Strong skills, on par with anyone. But just 3 minutes into his pitch, one of the recruiters gently closes the folder. "Thank you. We'll be in touch." They never got in touch. And he never found out why he didn't make it. Only later, through a connection inside the company, he finally learned the reason. Your voice wasn't convincing. It was flat, emotionless. After a while, it just made us lose focus. He was stunned. No one had ever talked to him about his voice. 12 years of school, never a lesson on how to speak. Not even in college. And yet, his voice determined his fate. Bullseye your voice, the forgotten weapon in business. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, when I speak, do people actually want to keep listening? In an age where everyone is talking, on short videos, podcasts, live streams, Zoom calls, phone calls, presentations. Those who truly know how to speak are becoming rare. Your voice is not just a sound from your throat. It's emotion. It's presence. It's your personal fingerprint, uniquely yours. But unfortunately, most of us don't realize this. Until a big opportunity slips away. Black question mark ornament the big question, can you train your voice? If your voice is nasal, awkward, or weak, can you train it to become more natural? More expressive? Powerful enough to make people stop and really listen? The answer is yes. Not only is it possible, it's faster than you think. Just 7 days. 10 minutes a day. With a method that sounds simple, but delivers unexpectedly powerful results. Fire a true story. Today's story is real. It's about someone who almost cried the first time they heard their recorded voice. Like a duck quacking. Worse than bad karaoke. And yet, that same person, after just 7 days of a very unusual training method, became someone millions now wait to hear every week. That person is me. And this is not a theory video. This is a practical voice training program, step by step, proven by myself, and one that changed my life. Electric light bulb if you've ever felt insecure speaking in front of a crowd. If you've ever thought your voice was nothing special. If your job involves speaking, whether in sales, teaching, or digital content creation, then this is the video you can't afford to miss. Because your voice is not fate. It's a skill. And it can become your most powerful weapon. Your 7-day journey starts here. Watch this video till the end. Because once you get past the first minute, you'll never be the same again. Part 1. Why is your voice so important? Performing Arts 1. Voice and first impressions. Imagine you're standing in front of an audience for the first time. No one knows who you are. No one has read your resume. No one cares where you studied or how many followers you have. All they hear is your voice. Is your voice hesitant? Flat and lifeless like a 6th grade English reading exercise? Or is it warm, energetic, and full of inspiration? People don't wait until you finish speaking. They judge you in the first 5 seconds. And often, they've already decided whether to keep listening before you even finish your first sentence. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Will Rogers. In an age of 15-second videos, voice-filled live streams, and non-stop client calls, your voice is either the key that opens doors or the lock that shuts them. 2. Scientific studies. Does a deep voice have more power? A well-known study published in the Psychology of Popular Media Culture revealed people with deeper voices are often perceived as more trustworthy, more decisive, and more likely to be leaders. In one experiment, listeners who knew nothing about the speaker, only heard a clip with no clear content, still chose the deeper voice as the leader of the group. Because voice is not just sound. It sends direct signals to the listener's brain. High-pitched voices often sound cheerful, energetic, but sometimes less serious. Deeper voices convey trust, depth, and stability. And here's the best part. A deep voice is not something you're born with. It can be trained. You can change your tone, even if you can't change your vocal cords. Voice coach Roger Love. Glowing star 3. People who mastered the art of voice. Speaker with 3 sound waves Barack Obama. More than a president, Obama is a master of speech. He starts with a calm, deep tone, rises with emotion, then softens his voice into a whisper. Yes, we can. Just 3 words, but they moved millions, sparked hope, and transformed a nation. Speaking head in silhouette Steve Jobs. His voice wasn't as deep as Obama's. But when Jobs took the stage, the world went silent. He knew when to pause. How to breathe between sentences. And whenever he said, "One more thing," the room held its breath. Microphone MC TRN Ton, Vietnam. With a warm voice and dynamic rhythm, TRN Ton could tell even the simplest story and hold an entire audience spellbound. From politics to entertainment, from tech to psychology. One thing all successful people have in common, they know how to use their voice like a weapon. Briefcase 4. Voice in business, nobody buys from a boring speaker. You're pitching a 500 million VND project in a client meeting. Great idea. Beautiful design. Flawless plan. But if you speak like you're reading from a textbook, monotone and robotic, your client will be checking their phone. No one tells you this. But deep down, they've already judged. This person doesn't sound confident enough for me to trust. In sales, your voice is your credibility. The clearer, stronger, and more engaging you sound, the easier it is for customers to say yes. Handshake 5. In negotiations, raise your voice to dominate, lower it to win. In high-stakes negotiations, your tone, volume, and pace can diffuse tension, apply subtle pressure, convey firmness. Top negotiators don't just talk. They control the atmosphere with their voice. Book 6. In teaching, a great voice makes students want to learn. If you're a teacher, you know the feeling when students start dozing off in class. It's not because the subject is hard, or the students are lazy. It's because the delivery isn't engaging. A teacher with a dynamic, emotional voice can help students retain information, build stronger connections, even make students fall in love with the subject itself. Movie camera 7. In streaming, video, YouTube, 5 seconds to keep the viewer. YouTube's algorithm doesn't just care about thumbnails. It cares about viewer retention. And your voice is the first trigger that helps someone decide. White heavy checkmark keep watching. Crossmark scroll away. Great visuals, amazing content, but if your voice is flat, dull, and emotionless, viewers drop off within 3 seconds. You don't need perfect looks, but you must have a compelling voice. Heart with arrow 8. In love, falling for a voice from the first word. Have you ever felt drawn to someone just by their voice, even before seeing them? Your voice is like an auditory pheromone. It can spark curiosity, create emotional safety, leave someone longing for more. People fall in love through podcasts, through that very first phone call. Not because of what was said, but because of how it was said. Bullseye conclusion of part 1. Your voice isn't for hearing, it's for feeling. Your voice isn't just sound. It's a stream of emotion, a direct connection from your heart to theirs. And the best part? You can train it. You don't need to be born with a golden voice. You just need the right method and the right kind of persistence. In the next part, you'll discover why you dislike your own voice, and why others don't find it as cringy as you think. It's the surprising truth about the real voice versus the voice in your head. And it might just blow your mind. White right pointing backhand index. Keep watching, because the biggest secret about your voice is coming up next. Part 2, the truth about your voice and the shock of hearing yourself. Flashed face at a terrifying moment. Do you remember the first time you heard your own voice in a recording? Maybe it was a phone message, a test video, or a voice note you sent on Zalo. And then you flinched. You screamed inside. Wait, that's what I sound like? Oh no, that sounds awful. Why do I sound like someone else? Do I really talk that fast? Do I sound like I'm nagging? Congratulations. You're not alone. Over 85% of adults don't like the sound of their own voice when they hear it recorded. But why? Why do others hear you and think it sounds fine while you feel like you're hearing a broken version of yourself? The science: you don't hear your voice like others do. When you speak, you hear your voice from two sources. Sound through the air, what others hear. Sound vibrating through your skull and body, which makes your voice sound warmer and deeper to you. But when you listen to a recording, you only hear the sound through the air. The real voice that everyone else hears every day. And because it doesn't match the voice in your head. You're shocked, you cringe, you want to turn it off immediately. Broken heart psychology: we judge ourselves more harshly than others. Humans have a bad habit. We're our own harshest critics. You might hear someone else's raspy, shaky voice and think, it's cute. Authentic. But when it's your own voice, one tiny mistake makes you think. Terrible. Awful. Unforgivable. We attach negative emotions to our voice. Someone once said I sounded bad. I was laughed at during a presentation. My ex said I talked like a robot. All these moments leave emotional scars. So every time we hear ourselves, we're not just hearing sound, we're reliving the pain. Thinking face: so, is your voice actually bad? The answer is no. In most cases, your voice isn't bad, you just don't know how to use it yet. It's like a piano that's out of tune, never played before. It's still a beautiful instrument. You just need to learn how to press the keys and turn your voice into music. Another truth: it's not your voice, it's how you use it. You've probably heard voices that weren't technically good, but the person spoke with emotion, knew how to emphasize, had great pacing, knew when to pause, actually listened, and you wanted to keep listening. On the other hand, there are people with naturally beautiful voices. But they talk like they're reading tax documents and you scroll away instantly. The problem isn't the sound, it's the delivery. Open lock liberation: it's time to forgive your voice. You've criticized, compared, and doubted your voice for far too long. But remember, others don't hear the broken voice you think they do. What's stopping your confidence isn't your voice, it's your reaction to it. It's time to stop. Stop judging. Stop avoiding. Start treating your voice like a companion. Learn to understand it, support it, and give it a real chance. Bullseye conclusion of Part 2: don't listen to judge, listen to transform. You don't need to love your voice right away. But you can start training it, bit by bit. Until the very thing you used to hate becomes something people never forget. In Part 3, I'll share a true story. A story of a boy who once fell in love with radio. Was deeply hurt by his own voice. But over the years, turned that pain into power. White right pointing backhand index. Don't miss the next part. Because that's when you'll see yourself in the story. And realize you were never alone. Part 3, From Pain to Power, a true story. It all began with a little boy. A little boy who loved listening to the radio. Not for the gossip. Not for the music. Not for the drama. But for the voice. A deep voice. A warm voice. A voice that felt like a hug. A voice that made him feel like he belonged somewhere. He would sit by the window, wearing headphones, imagining he was the one speaking. He dreamed of becoming a radio host. Telling stories. Making people feel seen just through his voice. Persevering face, but when he first heard his own voice, he wanted to disappear. It was a classroom recording. The teacher had asked everyone to read a poem aloud. When the playback started, he heard something strange. Thin. Flat. Nasal. Rushed. He felt embarrassed. Someone in the class laughed. That laugh echoed in his head for years. Brick by brick, he started building a wall. He stopped speaking in class. Stopped raising his hand. Stopped sharing ideas, even when he knew he was right. Not because he had nothing to say, but because he hated the way he sounded saying it. Headphone. But one day, everything changed. He stumbled upon a podcast. It wasn't polished. The host stuttered. There were awkward laughs. And it didn't have that radio voice. But he was real. He was emotional. He was authentic. And people loved it. That moment hit the boy like lightning. Maybe it's not about having the perfect voice. Maybe it's about having your own voice. Hammer and wrench. So he began to train. Not to sound like someone else, but to unlock the voice that had always been inside. He trained his voice. He learned how to breathe. He studied rhythm, pauses, silence. He made peace with his sound. And slowly, his voice changed. Not just in how it sounded, but in what it could do. He became a speaker, then a coach, then a creator with a voice that reached millions. Red Heart. That little boy was me. And if you've ever hated your voice, if you've ever cringed, flinched, or wanted to hit delete, you need to know. You are not alone. You are not broken. And you are not stuck. Your voice isn't your enemy. It's your unclaimed superpower. Rocket. This isn't just a story. It's a roadmap. Because in the next part, I'm going to show you exactly what I did. Step by step. Exercise by exercise. No fluff, just transformation. You'll go from, I hate how I sound, this is me. I'm proud of it. No one ever listens. People actually stop and listen. My voice is boring. My voice moves people. White right pointing backhand index. So don't miss the next part. Because this is where your transformation begins. Bullseye. From pain to power. Let's rewrite the story of your voice. Part 4, 7-Day Voice Transformation, a practical method. You don't need a golden voice. You need a trained voice. And I'm going to show you how. Fire Day 0, reset the relationship. Before we begin, let's get one thing straight. Your voice is not broken. It's just misunderstood. You've spent years judging it, criticizing it, avoiding it. So before we start changing it, we need to start listening to it. Headphone. Your first task. Record yourself reading a short passage out loud. Then, listen back to it. The whole thing. No skipping. No deleting. Don't analyze. Just absorb. This is your voice, raw, real, and ready to grow. Speaking head in silhouette. Day 1, breath, the silent power. Most people speak from their throat. But true power comes from the belly. Bullseye exercise. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 to 8 seconds. Repeat 5 times. Now speak a sentence while gently pushing air from your abdomen. Feel the difference? Your voice begins before the words. It begins with breath. Multiple musical notes. Day 2, tone, finding your true sound. Forget trying to sound like Morgan Freeman or any celebrity. Let's find your best tone, the one that feels natural to you. Bullseye exercise. Hum at a comfortable pitch while tapping your chest. Glide up and down until you feel it resonate in your chest cavity. That's your vocal home base. From there, your voice becomes fuller, richer, without strain. Day 3, pace, the speed of meaning. Talking fast not equal to sounding smart. It often just sounds anxious. Bullseye exercise. Grab any 2-minute text. Read it aloud twice. As fast as you can. As slowly as you can, pausing between each sentence. Notice the power of silence. Of breath. Of letting your words land. Performing Arts Day for emotion, the secret ingredient. You can have the best mic, perfect lighting. But without emotion, no one will care. Bullseye exercise. Take one simple sentence, like, I'm not going anywhere. Now say it. With joy. With sadness. With anger. Like it's a secret. Like it's a promise. Your voice is an instrument. Emotion is how you play it. Triangular ruler day 5, emphasis, guiding the listener. Where you place emphasis changes everything. I didn't say he stole it. I didn't say he stole it. I didn't say he stole it. Bullseye exercise. Say the same sentence 5 times, each time emphasizing a different word. You'll see. It's not what you say. It's how you shape it. Ear day 6, listening, the most underrated skill. Great speakers are great listeners. They listen for tone shifts, emotional cues, breathing rhythms, the silence between words. Bullseye exercise. Choose a speaker you admire. Watch a 3-minute clip. Imitate their pauses, their phrasing, their breath. Then, make it your own. Microphone #day 7, reintroducing the voice. Return to day 0. Play your original recording. Now, record the exact same passage again. Same words. Same lines. But you? You're no longer the same. Headphone now listen. Do you hear it? Clearer. Fuller. More you. This is just the beginning. 7 days isn't magic. But it's a reset. Your voice is no longer a source of fear. It's your focus. Your tool. Your story. Don't train your voice to sound like someone else. Train it until it sounds like you, at your strongest. White right pointing backhand index in the next part, I'll help you create your signature voice blueprint. So you don't just have a good voice. You have a voice that's unforgettable. Are you ready? Let me know if you'd like this turned into a downloadable workbook, a narrated video script, or formatted as a voice training course. Part 5, your signature voice plan. Your voice shouldn't sound like someone else's. It should sound like you, but unforgettable. Why you need a voice blueprint? Imagine building a house without blueprints. No layout. No foundation. No clue where the doors are. That's how most people speak. Random tone. Random rhythm. Random pauses. And then they wonder why no one's listening. If you want to own the room, inspire your team, or move your audience, you need more than talent. You need a plan. Writing hand # the 5 elements of a signature voice. Every voice is unique. But every unforgettable voice shares 5 elements. Let's build yours, step by step. Speaker with 3 sound waves. 1. Tone, what your voice feels like. Tone is the emotional color of your voice. Is it warm? Cold? Sharp? Gentle? Tone is what people feel, even before they understand your words. Bullseye your task. Choose 3 words you want your tone to express. E.g. calm, confident, curious. Record yourself reading a short paragraph with only those tones in mind. Listen. Adjust. Repeat. Repeat until your tone matches your intention. Stopwatch 2. Pace, the speed you move at. People trust voices that give them time to think. Too fast equals anxious. Too slow equals boring. The right pace? Magnetic. Bullseye your task. Record 3 short sentences. 1 fast. 1 slow. 1 with intentional pacing and purposeful pauses. Listen back. Which one gives your words the most weight? Left pointing magnifying glass 3. Emphasis, what you highlight. Great speakers don't just say words. They shape meaning. Emphasis turns sentences into statements. Bullseye, try this line. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. Say it 4 times, each time emphasizing a different word. Notice how the meaning shifts. Now ask, what do I want the listener to feel? Relieved face 4. Pause, the power of silence. Silence isn't empty. It's where the magic happens. A pause can build tension. Give the listener space. Highlight importance. Bullseye your task. Take any short message. Add a 2-second pause right before the key word. Now say it again, without the pause. Feel the difference? A well-timed pause can speak louder than a scream. 5. Intention, why you're speaking. Most people speak to be heard. Great speakers speak to be felt. Before you say anything, ask, why am I saying this? Who needs to hear it? What do I want them to feel, believe, or do? Bullseye your task. Pick any sentence. Say it 3 times with 3 different intentions. To comfort. To persuade. To inspire. This is where technique meets truth. Your voice equals your architecture. Now you have the blueprint. Think of your voice like a building. Breath equals the foundation. Tone equals the walls. Pace equals the hallways. Emphasis equals the lighting. Pause equals the space. Intention equals the soul. Your job is not to copy someone else's voice, but to build your own. Deliberately, consciously, unapologetically. The most powerful voice isn't the loudest. It's the one that knows exactly what it wants to say. And how to say it. Rock it in the next part. We'll take this blueprint and bring it into the real world. Microphone # job interviews. Briefcase sales calls. Loudspeaker presentations. Movie camera YouTube. Headphone podcasts. Books teaching. I'll show you how to adapt your voice to any situation. So no matter who you're speaking to, you'll always sound like you. But the best version of you. Part 6, Mastering your voice for every situation. Your voice is your tool. But how you use it depends on where you are and who's listening. Round pushpin, why situational voice mastery matters. You don't use the same tone of voice when pitching $1 million project, comforting a loved one, teaching children, or recording a podcast. The best voice is the one that adapts. Not fake. Not theatrical. But intentional. It flows like water, same source, different shape. Counterclockwise arrows. Let's master 6 real-world voice scenarios. Microphone 1. Job interview, calm, clear, in control. Goal, come across as prepared, confident, and easy to work with. Your voice equals your resume. Bullseye tips. Speak slightly slower than normal. Smile gently while speaking softens tone. Lower your pitch just a bit, conveys stability. Pause briefly before answering shows composure. Speech balloon practice line. What I bring is calm, clarity, and a deep focus on results. Chart with upward trend 2. Sales call, warm, energetic, trustworthy. Goal, build rapport, create trust, and close the deal. People buy with emotion, then justify with logic. Bullseye tips. Vary your tone, don't sound scripted. Use micro pauses to highlight benefits. Smile while talking, it truly comes through. Speech balloon practice line. I want to make sure this solution works for you, or not just now, but in the long run. Graduation Cap 3. Teaching and training, engaging, dynamic, clear. Goal, keep attention, simplify complex ideas, spark curiosity. Students don't follow content. They follow energy. Bullseye tips. Use rising or falling pitch to keep rhythm. Ask rhetorical questions, then pause. Repeat key points using vocal anchoring. Speech balloon, try saying, "This idea might seem simple, but it changes everything." Headphone 4. YouTube and podcasting, relatable, captivating, rhythmic. Goal, hook quickly. Keep them listening. Build a personal connection. You have 3 seconds to grab attention. Bullseye tips. Start strong, speak like you're talking to one person. Let your voice dance with rhythm. End sentences with downward tone to sound confident. Speech balloon opening line. Let me tell you something it took me years to understand about my own voice. 5. Conflict and tough conversations, steady, respectful, grounded. Goal, de-escalate, stay calm, affirm boundaries. Voice equals emotional thermostat. Bullseye tips. Lower your volume slightly, soft power. Slow down when emotions rise. Add space between phrases, lets everyone breathe. Speech balloon example. I want to be honest, and I hope we can talk about this without blaming each other. Heart with arrow 6. Love and intimacy, gentle, honest, vulnerable. Goal, let your voice reveal your heart. People are drawn to tone, not just words. Bullseye tips. Speak slowly and softly. Let the silence breathe. Smile with your eyes, not just your mouth. Speech balloon practice whispering. I don't always know what to say, but I mean every word I'm about to speak. Repeat button 1 voice. Many forms. Your voice doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be adaptable. Just as a musician can't play only one note. You can't speak in only one style. True mastery is knowing your voice well enough to shape it without losing yourself. Bonus exercise, the role shift drill. Pick a simple line. I believe this matters. Now say it. As a leader. As a teacher. As a friend. As a lover. As a negotiator. As a storyteller. Record each version. Then listen back. See how your delivery shifts. But your core message stays the same. That is voice mastery. Part 7, the confidence shift. Your voice doesn't tremble because it's weak. It trembles because your mind hasn't told your body yet. I belong here. Face with open mouth and cold sweat, let's be honest, you know the feeling. Your throat tightens. Your hands sweat. Your voice starts to shake, rise in pitch, and speed up. You say something, and instantly regret it. It's not the words. It's not the mic. It's not the room. It's the voice inside your head saying, "You're not ready. You're not good enough. They're going to laugh." And guess what? That voice has power. Until you take it back. The science behind a nervous voice. When you're anxious, your body shifts into fight or flight mode. Your throat tightens. Your breath gets shallow. Your pitch rises. Voice control disappears. It's not that you speak badly. It's biology. The good news? Confidence isn't a personality trait. It's a physiological state, and you can learn to activate it. The Confidence Activation Framework. Like an actor stepping into character. You can train your body to enter a speaking state, on command. Let me show you how. Repeat button step 1, physical reset, the body. Your body leads. Your voice follows. Bullseye before you speak. Stand tall. Roll your shoulders back. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale slowly and audibly through your mouth. Smile gently. Tap your chest 3 times and whisper, "I am here." You've just interrupted the anxiety loop. That's your reset. Headphone step 2, sound mirror, record and reframe. Your brain believes what it hears, especially from you. Bullseye exercise. Record yourself saying something strong. I have something to say. Play it back. Listen as if it's someone else. Now say it again, slower, deeper, more grounded. You're retraining your brain to associate your voice with power, not fear. Counterclockwise arrows step 3, rehearse the unknown, the mind. Confidence doesn't come from knowing exactly what to say. It comes from trusting you'll handle whatever happens. Bullseye exercise. Improvise answers to prompts like, what would I say if they challenge me? How do I reset if I blank out? What's a calm line I can use to buy time? Let me think about that. Once your brain has rehearsed recovery, your body will stay calm. Bullseye step 4, identity anchor, the belief. Here's the truth. You don't need a better voice. You need a deeper belief. Before you speak, remind yourself, I'm not here to impress. I'm here to serve. I'm here to connect. I'm here to show up, fully. That shifts your voice from fear to purpose. From survival to service. And that shift? It changes everything. Open door. What happens when you flip the switch? You stop trying to sound confident. You start feeling aligned. Your breath steadies. Your tone softens. Your words flow, naturally. People hear the real you, undistorted by noise. Fire mini ritual, before every high-stakes moment. Do this 60 seconds before a call, intro, or speech. Shake out your hands. Close your eyes. Deep inhale, slow exhale. Smile. Whisper to yourself, I know who I am. I know why I'm here. Open your mouth and speak. That's your confidence switch. Speaking head in silhouette. Final thought, confidence isn't loud. True confidence is quiet. Grounded. Rooted. It's the storm that doesn't need to shout. You don't have to dominate the room. You just have to own your space and fill it with a voice that comes from truth. White right pointing back, hand index coming next in part 8. Bullseye, the daily voice training system. So you're not just practicing once. You'll build a voice that grows with you, every day. We'll create a 10-minute daily system to warm up, reset, sharpen your skills, and build lifelong vocal presence. Are you ready? Part 8, Daily Voice Practice System. Your voice is like a muscle. If you train it a little every day, it will carry you further than you ever imagined. Alarm clock. Why you need a daily practice. You've learned about first impressions, emotional tone, voice control, confidence under pressure, mastering every situation. But without practice, it fades. You don't need 2 hours a day. You don't need a studio. You don't need expensive gear. You need a system. 10 minutes a day. Anywhere. Anytime. Let's build yours. The 10-minute daily voice routine. Break it down like this. Section duration. Purpose. 1. Grounding. 2 minutes. Reset breath, body, and nerves. 2. Warm up. 2 minutes. Activate tone and resonance. 3. Technique. 3 minutes. Improve control, pacing, clarity. 4. Expression. 2 minutes. Train emotion, impact, intention. 5. Reflection. 1 minute. Listen back and self-adjust. Let's break it down. 1. Grounding. 2 minutes. A grounded voice comes from a grounded body. Bullseye exercise. Stand or sit tall. Inhale through the nose, 4s. Hold, 2s. Exhale slowly, 6, 8s. Repeat x3. Gentle chest tap. Whisper. I am calm. I am here. I am ready. You just turned off anxiety mode. Your body is ready. Multiple musical notes too. Warm up, 2 minutes. You can't hit the notes if you don't wake them up. Bullseye exercise. Hum gently with lips closed. Slide from low to high pitch. Tap your chest as you hum. Say ma, may, me, mo, moo. Focus on forward tone. Feel the vibration. This builds resonance and vocal stretch. Bullseye 3. Technique training, 3 minutes. Technique gives your voice structure. Pick one of these drills daily. Speaking head in silhouette pacing drill. Read a sentence at 3 speeds. Add 2-second pauses after commas. Emphasize key words. Bullseye example line. I didn't say he stole it. Vary emphasis. Breath control drill. Speak a paragraph in one smooth breath. Then break it up intentionally with pauses. Ear clarity drill. Record a tongue twister. She sells seashells by the seashore. Aim for articulation, not speed. Performing arts 4. Expression, 2 minutes. Emotion makes your voice memorable. Bullseye exercise. Pick one neutral sentence, e.g., I'm here to help. Say it. With empathy. With urgency. As a whisper. As a leader. Record and play back. Did the feeling come through? Headphone 5. Reflection, 1 minute. Great voices are not born. They're tuned. Bullseye end of session. Play back your recording. Ask. Was I breathing fully? Did my tone match my message? Where can I improve? No judgment. Just awareness. Tomorrow, you'll do it 1% better. Hammer and wrench toolkit, optional. You don't need anything fancy. But here's what can help. White Heavy Checkmark Voice Recorder app. White Heavy Checkmark Mirror. White Heavy Checkmark Quiet Corner. White Heavy Checkmark Notebook for daily insights. White Heavy Checkmark A printed warm-up sheet. Calendar recommended weekly schedule. Day focus. Mon breath plus warm tone. Tuesday pacing plus pausing. Wed clarity plus emotion. Through storytelling sentences. Friday role switch, e.g. teacher, seller. Sat confidence plus camera drill. Sun freeform voice journaling. Electric light bulb micro habit tips. Attach voice practice to another routine. E.g. after brushing teeth. Keep it low pressure. Track wins weekly, not per session. Focus on presence, not perfection. Rocket **** remember, 1 day equals awareness. 10 days equals change. 90 days equals transformation. ***. Your voice is no longer a mystery. It's your instrument. Your power. Your signature. Every day you train your voice. You are not just improving how you sound. You're rewiring how you show up in the world. Bonus, voice for video, speaking on camera. The camera doesn't freeze you. It's the overthinking that steals your natural voice. Bullseye, the real challenge of speaking on camera. You don't know who is listening. You can't see the other person's reaction. You feel like you're performing, not genuinely speaking. And suddenly, your voice becomes tense, dry, awkward, choppy, emotionless. Electric light bulb remember, speaking on camera not equal to acting. It's more like talking one-on-one to someone you care about, who just doesn't reply right away. You need to bring White Heavy Checkmark emotion. White heavy checkmark energy. White heavy checkmark rhythm. White heavy checkmark and a clear purpose. Fire the solution, the CLEAR framework. A simple structure to help you control your voice on camera. Hashtag briefcase C, connect to one person. Don't talk to an audience. White right pointing back hand index. Imagine you're talking to one specific person. Your best friend. A student. A hesitant client. A past version of yourself. Push bin your eyes and voice will shift immediately. Speaker with 3 sound waves L, lead with energy, not volume. The camera drains energy. If you speak at 50%, the viewer hears 30%. Bullseye do this. Boost your energy by 10 to 20%. Speak clearly, but stay natural. Smile with your eyes, not just your mouth. Musical note E, emotions over perfection. Viewers won't remember every word. They'll remember how you made them feel. White right pointing back hand index. Your voice should have highs and lows. Strength and softness. Silence, then bursts. Bullseye. 1 sentence with emotion beats 10 perfect ones with no soul. A. Anchor your breath. Many people run out of breath because they forget to breathe. Electric light bulb before filming. Stand tall. Take 3 deep breaths. Exhale slowly. Look straight into the lens. Smile and say, "I'm here. I'm ready." Now your voice is steady, centered, and real. Bullseye R, rhythm like a storyteller. Video is a story, not a script reading. Treat your voice like music. Pause in the right places. Hold just before an important word. Shift your tone to match the message. White right pointing back hand index. Don't fear a 1-second silence. Sometimes that's when your listener opens up. Video camera PI recording, 30-second mini checklist. White heavy checkmark grounded posture, open chest. White heavy checkmark 3 deep breaths. White heavy checkmark soft smile on your face. White heavy checkmark remember the real person you're speaking to. White heavy checkmark read the first sentence twice, once flat, once with emotion. White heavy checkmark then hit record. Bonus tips. Crossmark don't read the script. White heavy checkmark feel the message. Crossmark don't present. White heavy checkmark share. Crossmark don't try to sound good. White heavy checkmark be real, be clear, have purpose. Explosion symbol. Your on-camera mantra. The camera doesn't make me feel fake. It's just a door to bring me closer to someone I truly want to help. Wrapped present mini drill, 2 minutes a day. Pick a script or something you plan to record. Read it aloud in front of a mirror twice. Like you're just retelling a story. Like you're convincing someone you love. Bullseye. Notice how your voice shifts. And save that feeling as your emotional control blueprint. Party popper. You've reached the end of the series. But your journey has only just begun. Now you have white heavy checkmark the skills. White heavy checkmark the tools. White heavy checkmark the practice scripts. White heavy checkmark the belief. And most importantly, white heavy checkmark a real connection to your voice. Your voice isn't meant to impress. It's meant to inspire. It's not here to please everyone. It's here to deliver your message to the right ones. If this voice journey has touched you, leave a like, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next chapters. Every time you come back, I'll be here with something truly meant for you.